Junie B. First Grader Cheater Pants. Chapter 8. A plus us. A plus! We got an A plus on our poem! Mr. Scary came right back to our desks and he took his red pencil and he wrote an A plus right on the top of our paper. What a wonderful poem you guys wrote, he said. I loved that. We jumped and clapped for ourselves. It was the funnest morning I ever saw. And that is not all, because lunch and recess kept on being fun too, on account of when four friends are in happy moods together, life is a joy, I tell you. After recess, I hurried back to room 1 because I couldn't wait to see what happy assignment we could do next. I skipped in the room and looked at the board, and then, boom, I came to a screechy stop. On account of the board had 2 terrible words on it. It said spelling test. And I forgot about that stupid thing. That dumb test was supposed to be last Friday, and then it got put off till today. And so how was I even supposed to remember that last night? Because I was worried about my note, of course. My legs felt weakish and limpish. Very slow, I dragged my feet to my seat, and desks were back to normal again. Herb was already sitting down. He turned around and looked at me. "What's wrong, Junie B?" he asked. "You don't feel good?" I laid my head on my desk. "I forgot to study my spelling words last night," I said, "and now I'm going to be in trouble with Mother and Daddy again." I did a whine. "This is the whole dumb problem with this school," I said. "One minute you're all joyful and happy, and the next minute the joy gets flushed right out of you." Herb tried to make me feel better. "Don't worry. Most of the words are easy this week," he said. He paused for a second. "Sort of." I did another whine, because sort of does not mean really. In front of the room, Mr. Scary was passing out paper. "Is everybody ready for our spelling test this week?" he said. He winked. "Since you had 4 extra nights to study, I'm sure everyone will get a perfect grade, right?" My stomach turned into a knot ball at that comment. Pretty soon, the test begun. Mr. Scary pronounced the first word, and he used it in a sentence. "Fox," he said. "The fox is running through the woods. Fox." I perked up a little bit, because I know how to spell fox, of course. I printed it very neat on my paper. F-O-X. "The next word is box." And Mr. Scary, said Mr. Scary, "I kept all of my toys in a box. Box." I sat up even perkier because, box is just as easy as fox. B-O-X, box. Mr. Scary smiled. "The next word is wood." He said, "I would like all of you to do well on this test. Would." Just then, I stopped perking, because sometimes I get mixed up on that one. I wrote down some letters. W-O-O-D. Wood. Then I crossed them out on account of that was the wrong kind of wood, I believe. I tried again. W-O-U-D? Wood? I shook my head. That didn't look right either. Finally, I covered my face and I did a groan. "Shh," said May. Herb started to turn around to see what was the matter. Then he quick stopped himself because no turning around during a test, of course. I looked at what I wrote some more. Then I strained my brain to try to remember how to spell it, only nothing came to me. Finally, I did another groan, and that's when a miracle happened. My friend Herbert came to my rescue. First, he shifted a teensy bit in his chair. Then he moved his test paper to where I could see it, and he pointed to the word with his finger. My mouth came open at that lovely gesture, because I didn't even ask him to do that. Herb just gave me the word, like a gift. I stretched my neck to see it better, and yay! As soon as I saw the word, my imagination got sparked, and I remembered the letter L perfectly good. I quick wrote it down on my paper. W-O-U-L-D. Wood. It was just in time. Mr. Scary was already on the next word. Peek, he said. I saw you peek. Peek. Just then, I sat very still in my seat, and I did a gulp. Because I really thought he saw me peek, that's why. Only, good news, I was wrong. On account of he didn't see me peek, he didn't. And besides, what I did this time wasn't even bad, probably. Because Herb shared that word with me, just like we shared words for our poem. Finally, I did a little sigh, and I wrote peek on my paper. After that, I took the rest of the spelling test very perfect, and I put what happened right out of my brain. Sort of. That was chapter 8. Chapter 9 is sleeping on it. We'll have to see what it's about.